Welcome to Talk to Brazil with Tom Rioch, the business connector to business in Brazil. Talk to Brazil, a leading business podcast, talks with business experts throughout the world. I'm Tom Rioch, an American known as the King of Networking, connecting people from my studio in Brazil. My friend and business networking partner, Kudanya Ajay, joins us again from New Delhi, India. Ajay hosts the global podcast show, the KAJ Masterclass Live, helping people learn better, earn better. Today's chat number 5 with Ajay, where we always talk about business opportunities in Brazil and India. Today, Ajay describes the many different regions in India and their specialties for business opportunities.
Welcome once again to this very special series on India and Brazil on the KJ Masterclass Live every fortnight, along with my esteemed friend and co-host Tom Rioch. We explore together our nation's journeys in business, culture and politics and podcasting as we strive to find our rightful place in the global arena. And joining us live from Campinas, Brazil, my friend and co-host Tom Rioch, as you can see him smiling, who has spent his whole life there, American known in Brazil as the king of multicultural communication and networking. He has a wealth of experience in market development and product management across diverse businesses. Tom is the founder and host of 3 business podcasts, a public speaker and author, and his deep expertise and extensive network will help provide invaluable insights into Brazil's dynamic landscape. And today we are talking on the business culture in both India and Brazil. So a lot of listeners from both sides will gain perspective. We'll be exploring unique business culture, unique landscape and especially about India, the land of unity in diversity. But first, welcome to the show, Tom.
Well, Ajay, thanks again for being here and letting me be here and us together. This is chat number 5 of a special series that we created several months ago. And with each chat, we've gained exposure, we've gained self-understanding of what we're doing. And from my point, and to our listeners, and I want to say our listeners because I have basically my listeners who have been to Talk to Brazil, you have your listeners who are from the KAJ Masterclass. And I think what we have done successfully is to melt several of those together. Because what you do, what I do, we talk about business interests, all right? And I've spoken about business interests globally. You've done the same. But we've decided some time to go, let's be more specific. You're in India, you're in New Delhi, and I'm here close to Campinas in Brazil. And why don't we talk more about these 2 countries, which are huge economic powerhouses. We've spoken recently about the positivity in the business environment. So for me, it's just natural. For you, I think it is. Let's just talk more about India. And today's question that I have for our chat, looking out and speaking for many Brazilians here, India is an unknown. We really don't know much about India or Indians as business persons or as persons and cultures. But as we look out and see India, look at it on Google Maps and see how large it is and how expansive, we tend to think, as people think about Brazil, as one thing. India is certainly not one thing. And the last couple of weeks, I've been really positively attracted to a recent announcement by an Indian company called Ajay Auto. And they seem to be world-class manufacturers of motorcycles in India, and they have recently announced their first major investment in manufacture outside of India, and that manufacturing base will be in Brazil. So for a first-time investment, they're coming to Brazil. So you and I, AJ, I think we're talking about the right thing. And so major companies like Ajay Auto have looked out to Brazil as a market, and they've seen something very favorable. So today, if you can share with us, talk a little bit about the regional aspects of India, and which are those economical locomotives in each one of those regions. So, off to you.
Thank you, Tom. Absolutely, absolutely. What we are talking is absolutely important and important to a lot of people, especially small businesses who can look for ways and means to get into the opportunities that India and Brazil have to offer. A lot of Indian businesses, online, offline, can look at at each other's places, and that is the good part of it. And as we have talked, even see Bajaj Auto, India's top company, gone to Brazil, and not that it has gone because of our talking, but this shows that a lot of interest is there, in both countries about businesses, India and Brazil. So we expect that a lot of exchange, not only in terms of just business, but also in terms of culture, in all aspects, will lead to a lot of benefit. And that is the topic we started with. India plus Brazil equals to success, and that is what the good part is. And I hope this relationship will become stronger, as though not only we look at BRICS, but we add many bricks to this and make it a great foundation, a great building for the coming future. Now, talking about India, and India is a big place. We are one, and that is why India it is called a land of unity in diversity. A lot of diversity is there in different regions, in terms of language, in terms of the way people want to live their life. And but one thing is there, the term India itself puts everything together. Yesterday we celebrated our 77th Independence Day, and every year this reminds us of how hard fought our freedom was, and
Right.
and it has not been easy. Many people laid down their lives for it, and that every year it reminds us that even whatever different things are different, and it is for me in almost every part of the world. The important thing is, as a nation, we must cherish, we must value our independence. And independence is not just about that freedom from one rule to another, but freedom in terms of your ideas,
Right.
in terms of your thought process, freedom to be who you are. And that is
Right.
that can only happen if you have that political freedom. And that is where but coming down to the topic, Tom, India will talk about today. We'll talk about New Delhi, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata, and Vishakhapatnam, as we talked about. And in that, I will add a couple of more cities. So first, let's talk about, the capital of India, New Delhi. So
That's
this,
where
as
you are
can see,
today, right?
yes, indeed. So New Delhi, almost everyone has heard about it. New Delhi is the cauldron of lot of things, lot of international visits
Right.
keep on happening of a lot of political leaders, business leaders. They all want to meet the people. So it's the capital of India, political and economic hub. And if you ask about the business culture, it can be, you can say, a bit formal, but the big thing for people to know is that is only at the outset. There is a saying in Delhi is that in Hindi they say is that Dilli hai dilwalo ki. So this Delhi is about people who think from the heart, who has
Right.
a big heart. So what that actually means is that in Delhi, a lot of people, like in India, as the culture is, maybe one can see it, one may not see it, but the fact is that Indians value relationships a lot, even in business relationships. So even for people in Brazil, especially if you are dealing with an Indian person or have an Indian partner, do understand the formal part is just that outer layer. Inside, establish a good relationship.
Well, what we've
Make
done,
sure that,
that's exactly what we've done, AJ.
right,
Relationships take time, but they also take
Right.
energy. Time,
Absolutely.
everybody has time. What we need to do,
Right.
as we have done mutually, is dedicate some energy to that time.
absolutely. So know your partner, business partner, know your know the businesses that you are dealing with. Spend some time to also understand that you are dealing with the right people. It's the same everywhere.
Right.
Don't get just swayed by building an interpersonal relationship. Make it also from the pragmatic part of it. Know that you have got the right partners, and that strong interconnections, interpersonal connection will lead to good business deals for you. And Hindi English is spoken quite well, even if though very small percentage of people in Brazil
Right.
speak English, but those who speak, they have the option of speaking English with people in Delhi or business partners. Many would know that. Even some more, some less. A lot of Hindi is spoken in this part of world of our country. Punjabi is spoken, close areas of Punjab, the Punjab, Haryana is there. So that is a lot of language will be
Right.
there. So a lot of people in the business circle who are from Punjab, they talk in Punjabi. But overall, you can you can communicate in English as much as you want, no problem at all. So you can do that. And we know about the technology. If at all there is a problem, you always have the Google Translator or any other
Right.
translator that you want to. So
And,
this is
and to
about
that point, without understanding a language, most people do understand numbers. And to the business part, they do understand markets. And markets are translated in numbers. And back to the point of the Baja Auto coming to Brazil, somebody somewhere in any language looked at the numbers in Brazil and thought those numbers were attractive for the growth of the motorcycle market. And that's to any market. So numbers speak probably louder than any language, but you need to look at the opportunities and then find those numbers. And the relationship can help us do that.
right, right. And always know, when you ever get a chance to come to Delhi, you should know that it is a very historical city. And so do your business, but also do visit some of the
Right.
top places. Just yesterday itself, every year the Indian Prime Minister speaks from the ramparts of the Red Fort, and he gives that speech to the nation. So yesterday, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he gave the speech from Red Fort, and they, as a Prime Minister, they always lay down their plans, their visions every year for the country, and a lot of that people watch that particular event with great ear. Listen to the leaders, do a great thing. So always come to New Delhi, and then do business and also know about Delhi, because this is the place to be if you want to be. It's a political hub. A lot of things you can learn what is happening, and also you have got the Brazil embassy here in Aurangzeb Road. If I understand now, the name has changed. So you have that embassy in New Delhi there. So we can.
But
that's
to the regions, once we go to New Delhi and start, where are the other relevant regions to go to from a business aspect?
From the other business aspect is India. New Delhi, as I said, is the political capital, the commercial capital, the business capital, financial capital is Mumbai on the western side, of our country.
I'm looking at my map right now as you're talking.
Right. So Delhi is on the north side,
Right.
and on the west side we have got Mumbai. And there you will see people speaking a lot in Marathi. That's the region there. Is the capital of Maharashtra. That is where the seat of the regional government, its state government is. And it is very, very known place. It figures in a lot of things, a lot of writings, a lot of business activities, a lot of flights originate from there to so many parts of the world.
If one is to fly from New Delhi to Mumbai, how long of a flight is that?
That is about 1 hour, 40 minutes in most of the cases. So non-stop flights, mostly it's 1 hour, 40 minutes, few minutes here and there. But that's the time that they show it most of the time. How many flights are there from between New Delhi to Mumbai or Mumbai to New Delhi. But and depending on when you book your tickets, that is a very busy zone. That is a very busy zone. A lot of not only airline traffic, but a lot of highway traffic, on road traffic is between a lot of things move on, and there is
And it's
also
also a
this
port city, right?
very, very important city. As I said,
No,
it's the
important, but
financial
a
capital
port,
of India.
the shipping,
It-
for a shipping zone and for sea transportation, it's important as well.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't. I don't know in terms of how much, in terms of as a port it works, but there is a good amount of. But will be talking about Vishakhapatnam from in the Indian state of in the southern Indian state. There we have got Vishakhapatnam. That is a port city. We will come down to that. But Mumbai is very, very important, being the financial capital. We have got it is with there. It touches the Arabian Sea, and if your flight lands, you can see a lot of sea
Well,
down
well,
there.
we
So
know
that-
money makes progress walk, right?
Right.
Or
and,
run.
and for
so.
people, absolutely. And for people who want to know, we have got our central bank, that is the Reserve Bank of India, that is situated in Mumbai. We have got also the BSC, the Bombay Stock Exchange, and NSE, the National Stock Exchange. So that is where when you talk about India in terms of the stock market,
Right.
Mumbai is that place. That is,
Well, for comparison, that would be the city of Sao Paulo. Would be what you just said in India would be said about Sao Paulo in Brazil as the financial center, stock markets, and again, money talks.
Right.
Now,
And
moving
Mumbai
further south, I see on the map Bengaluru. We're further south in
Yeah.
India.
Yeah,
Tell us
I will
about
come.
that.
Yeah, I will come. Mumbai is very fast city, fast-paced environment. It is also known as the maximum city. There say it's the city of dreams. We have got the Bollywood there. That is why I thought I will tell you. It's a big industry, Bollywood.
And that's where it
that
is. So all of the Indian-focused films that we see, that's where they come. That's where they start.
Yes, a lot of regional movie industry is very strong, especially in the southern part of it. A lot of movies get made on the regional aspect, but Mumbai, in terms of Bollywood, it is the place that the world knows of. Rest, we have got the Tollywood and other woods that they have named for regional industries, but Bollywood is the way. And they have got Marathi cinema also. In terms of the business culture, remember it is a more formal culture there. They also prioritize relationship, but they want quick decision making, very professional environment, much more focused on the work at hand. People are always very busy. It's a very fast-paced environment.
Very
Not
practical,
many-
very objective.
Yeah, it is like that because a lot of people travel on long distances. Delhi is a bit spread all across in a rounded manner, but Mumbai is much more in a straight line. So people travel a lot of distances. They just want that their work to be done, and there is not much of time to spend as much as they would like to. I personally prefer Delhi. I have worked in Mumbai for 2 years, so I know. I love that place. There are so many benefits there. But in terms of I've stayed in Delhi, I've studied here. I like a bit of a laid-back approach. Not that Delhi is laid back, but you can afford to be laid back if you want to be
Right.
here. So that is why I have always preferred to be in Delhi that way. But I keep on traveling. Mumbai I like it. I work there, But given a choice, well, people, if they are going from, I know many friends who have gone to Mumbai, but always want to get back a posting in Delhi if it is possible. And many people like Mumbai also. That's it. But in terms of business environment, that's the way Mumbai is. Financial capital.
That's
of
the
India.
place to be. Well, one of the places.
It is. And in fact, there you have got a lot of nightlife. It has its own nightlife, but not like the same as Mumbai. Mumbai will be open to a great extent, say even 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you'll find something. Delhi, it all is, it's not much happens after say 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And maybe in some areas, things are changing here also, but that's the way cities, they develop their.
Each city is its city. That's it. Each has its own
Absolutely.
customs. So
Absolutely. And so now let's go to Bangalore. You can say it is the tech hub of India, and a lot of innovation work, that is innovation driven city. Weather is very good there, and a bit of informal culture is there, business culture. A lot of emphasis is there on collaboration and entrepreneurship. So most of these firms you will see, tech firms, they or a lot of delivery firms, they are all based out of Bangalore. There they like to be settled there. Obviously, state governments, they have taken many initiatives from the early stages, and the city has developed that way. And there you will find in a very cosmopolitan culture, but a lot of also emphasis on the local culture also. So there you will find people speaking in the regional languages, just like in Mumbai they speak Marathi.
Right.
But in Mumbai, in Bangalore they will speak more of Kannada. That is the regional, because it's a part of Karnataka. There also Tamil is spoken, a lot of it borders the state of Tamil Nadu, so a lot of emphasis is there. A lot of people speak Tamil. Then there is the state of Andhra Pradesh also. So a lot of people there speak Telugu. English is spoken also, so don't get disheartened if you want to communicate with people. Bangalore is a very educated city. A lot of these tech people are, they work in that part of the country. And one thing in terms of the tech being the tech hub, please also remember that though we won't have an extensive discussion on there, but Hyderabad is the new place coming up very strongly in terms of the tech. That government there in that state is also, is putting a lot of emphasis. So you will continue to hear a lot about Hyderabad too in terms of the tech part. Even Pune, you have got a lot of, that is where you talk about Bajaj Auto. A lot of tech-driven companies are also based in Pune, and there is a lot of, areas are there which have a lot of tech.
well, you mentioned at the beginning the diversity. So from a business standpoint, business is diverse. So each
Yes.
region that we can find and see in India, there it offers different types of opportunities.
Right. And even very close to New Delhi is the city of Noida. There also you will find this tech thing coming up. So a lot of companies are here in Noida also, very close to New Delhi, just few kilometers down. It's a very not old city, a new city in that comparison, a created city, and it has come up. So a lot of people stay in this part. It falls under the state of Uttar Pradesh, but a lot of modern facilities there, a lot of tech companies are also. So this is about the tech part when we are talking about Bengaluru. And let's now go to Kolkata, another major city, very, very ancient city. People know about it. It was the former capital of India during the British period. Then they shifted it. That was in the early 1900s. Then the British shifted it from that part, from Kolkata to New Delhi. It is a very, very big commercial hub, a very, old commercial hub. And that is where, in terms of the Eastern India. So there it is the big city, very, very big city of Eastern India. A lot of people want to do their work from Kolkata. It is a commercial hub. A lot of people have settled there also from different parts of the country, and they do their business here. There, in terms of the business culture, it may sound conservative, a bit formal culture, but the relationship there in the eastern part of India, always remember people there value it much, perhaps a bit more than in any other part of the country. So even though in Kolkata they speak Bengali, very educated people, they speak English too. They also know about Hindi. They also people love talking in that part of the world. I've spent some time there, visited that part, and I myself belong to the eastern part of the country. So Kolkata,
As you're speaking, I'm again looking at the map of
right?
India, and again, we generally hear we don't think of India as having an east coast and a west coast.
Right. The time zone is the same.
Yeah,
India
no,
has
but
one time.
from
Yeah.
Brazilians, we just have an east coast. Brazil's basically on the Atlantic Ocean. So as we look to India and we see the map, you have extensive coastlines. And you
Yes.
have a
See, in
very
Mumbai, you've
large
got the area.
west coast and
In
a very
Mumbai,
large east
right.
coast.
Absolutely. In Mumbai, you've got the Arabian Sea. In Kolkata, you have got the Bay of Bengal. So that is not very far away. You've got the river Hooghly. It's a very old city, and Britisher, it is the city of joy, as people have called it in the past. They have written books on it, and many top writers, not all those doctors and a lot of intelligent people have been part of, they have come from that part of the of our country, especially Kolkata, regions around it. It is you can say one of the big pillars of our country. That's why when we say Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai, earlier it was Madras. So these are the top four cities initially where there in terms of.
Again, you mentioned doctors and many doctors. Is there a health center, a pharmaceutical center in India that has a concentration of the pharmaceutical manufacturers?
Yeah, there you have got a lot of this cancer hospital is there. You have big cancer hospital is there in terms of Tata's. I guess they have got one Tata Memorial Hospital there also, apart from Mumbai has got one, the best cancer hospital that they say. I guess if I remember, they have in Mumbai, in Kolkata also they have built up one, and they have got, pharmaceutical companies are there, traditional ones, old ones. They are still very much operating from there. I know about few of them, but I would not be able to give exact ones. I don't want to be wrong on that front, but I do know that it is a very big hub. In fact, some of the ointments that we still use as traditional ones, they come from that part of the world. Businesses, in terms of businesses, because they have been impacted with change of business environment in the state, but there are a lot of companies still who are operating out of those.
Well, what we
of
see
that.
here, because of the extent of the country, then again, the extent of the different types of either manufacture or health or research or the academic, there are opportunities literally everywhere. And it's,
Right.
as we said about Brazil, there are opportunities everywhere. But the more we can learn about each of the individual regions or places, the better. And I just want to get
Right.
back to Pune. You had mentioned Pune, and that seems to be the headquarters for the Baja Auto
Yes,
that is coming
yes,
here.
it
So
is.
Pune is an important manufacturing base for automotive.
Yes, it is. It is Bajaj. They have been there for a long, long time, and Pune is also a very historical city. Very, very historical city.
Huh?
Earlier, it was, Pune, Pune. These are the same names. So if you visit Pune, in terms of there, you got many, many places to visit in terms of seeing the history of that part of the world, because it has a strong, uh, always had a difficult relationship with the Mughals that they ruled in New Delhi at that point in time. So that tussle was there, say 300, 400 years back, 300 years back, and that will reflect in those places if you visit that part of the world. So a lot of history you will find in that part of the world. In Delhi, it was a lot of Mughal rulers, but in that part of the world, it was Chhatrapati Shivaji. He will get to hear that name. So a lot of that part, that is there. So it will also reflect in a lot of business dealings we'll have with people talking about the Chhatrapati Shivaji Rao Maharaj. A lot of names in that will reflect in businesses in terms of uh, other public areas. You will find those names written. Okay, so
Very
this is
good. So we've had an interesting tour of India today.
yeah. We are left with one more place, Vishakhapatnam, the port city. It's in the southern state of our Andhra Pradesh state, and so it's a part of this southern part of the country. That is the port city. We can show lot of businesses, lot of port work that happens, and business culture there is friendly, forthcoming, and then again, as I said, a lot of there is Indians believe in first building that comfort zone. It is not that they cannot just go and do that dealing.
Right.
A lot of people from India go outside, especially to the US, and so do succeed there. But if you talk in this part of the world, that everybody wants, I guess, to say human nature. You
Right.
want to be comfortable with the person you are
That's
dealing
true.
with, and that leads to a lot of better understanding, better business dealing, even better rates for the things that you want to buy, or sell because you come to that comfort zone. So that will lead to a good sort of a thing. In Visakhapatnam, again, Telugu is largely spoken. Hindi is spoken, but English is also very prevalent. So if you know English a bit, you won't have any problems in any
Anywhere.
part of anywhere in the country. Though Hindi is very prevalent in wherever it is, but regional languages are very, very strong. It is, as I said, it's all unity in diversity. India.
And again, I'm looking at the map. How long would a flight take from New Delhi to the southern part of India?
It is, I guess, 2 hours. I have not been to Vishakhapatnam, but it is not going to be more. It is around 2 hours or maximum 2 hours 15 minutes or something like that in that zone. But I've been to Chennai, all these places 2 hours, something like that. Rest other flights, say Delhi to Kolkata, you've got 1 hour 30-40 minutes. Delhi to Mumbai, 1 hour 40 minutes. This sort of a thing it is there. They are all non-stop flights I'm talking about.
So a good place to
So-
start is New Delhi, and then just hop flights and go everywhere else.
Yes, it depends. So, but if your business is taking you directly to Mumbai,
Right.
then you can look at. But Delhi, you must build strong relationship with, meet a couple of, know about the rules. See, Delhi is much more aware in terms of the happenings in terms of
Right.
politics. If in Mumbai, people are educated, people know about things, but in Delhi, a person will be more aware about the political changes that are happening or are happening, and maybe globally also they will be much more tuned into things and all. In Mumbai, people will be more interested in understanding more about, say, business administration. There are a lot of management colleges there. In Kolkata, they will be more understanding about accountancies, chartered
Right.
accountancy. A lot of chartered accountants come from that part of the world.
But in any
It's a-
sense, looking out, there are certainly more than one opportunity. So anywhere you
Right.
start is the start of an opportunity.
Yes, indeed. So this is, in a nutshell, this is what a lot of. There are many other cities, very, very important centers, but these are the major ones. A good example of some of the important ones. Rest we can talk as we keep on talking on this chat. We will keep on talking on other places as well.
Certainly. Very good. And thanks for that information. I'm sure our listeners will appreciate that.
Right. And Tom, you want to, in terms of the closing thing, you want to talk about anything specific, anything in your summation of this?
No,
Your
just to
final
the
words.
point of that we mentioned of two countries being continental, and Brazil is the same, and there are opportunities everywhere. I just want to reiterate the opportunity that Baja Auto has taken to invest here in Brazil, and their investment is being made in the city of Manaus. And Manaus is in the northern part of the country. It's actually in the middle of the Amazon jungle. And Manaus
Right.
has historically been from its creation, It was created as a tax-free zone, really as a stimulus for economic development in the northern part, literally in the jungle. So it's the right choice for manufacturers to install, a very good in terms of working environment of skilled workers there in most places where people would not think that would exist, but that they do. So it's a good place to start, and it's from manufacturing of motorcycles that in Brazil has become the manufacturer motorcycle hub. So it's the place to start for manufacture. The market for motorcycles is everywhere. And many people today, younger persons, have a motorcycle, they don't have a car. So it's a developing market. I can see they've chosen correctly. They've done their marketing. And it's glad to see a company of that stature and importance from India taking the decision to invest in Brazil. So I think that's a very positive closing remark for today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as we continue with our chat, we will continue to see more such deals happening on both sides of our countries. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you and bye-bye. So here's the audio to our chat number 5, which was live on KAJ Masterclass Live. You can find more about Kudanya Ajay, that's Kudania Ajay. You find him on LinkedIn or youtube.com/KAJ Masterclass. youtube.com/KAJ Masterclass. Thanks to our listeners and sponsor, Focus MI Market Intelligence, specialist in market research for the Brazilian agricultural market. More about them on their site, www.focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Goodbye, and thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to Tom Rioch on Talk to Brazil, the business connector to Brazil.